Vadim Nemkov, the #1 contender, Corey Anderson. $1 million and the championship up for grabs as we replay the Grand Prix final.
And the one thing I point out here, 203.8 and 204.2. These guys came in way underweight, which is telling you they worked their butts off to get prepared for this fight.
With the official introductions for tonight's main event, here is Michael C. Williams.
Live on Showtime tonight from Chicago, the time has come once again for the $1 million light heavyweight World Grand Prix final. Concluding tonight's double main event, we go 5 5-minute rounds for the Bellator Light Heavyweight World Championship. Introducing first, the blue corner. At 6'3", weighing in 204.2 pounds. After a dominant run through the Grand Prix early rounds, the #1 ranked contender, now with 16 professional victories, 5 losses. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the Illinois native, the challenger, Corey "Overtime" Anderson. And across the cage, the champion tonight fights out of the red corner at 6 foot, weighing in 203.8 pounds. Tonight, he again attempts his 3rd world title defense, entering with 15 professional victories, only 2 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the defending Bellator Light Heavyweight World Champion, Vadim Nemkov. And when the bell rings, the referee in charge, Jason Herzog.
Okay, fighters, gone over the rules in the back. This is for the light heavyweight championship. If you want to touch gloves, go ahead and do it now. Come out ready to fight.
Bellator Grand Prix belt and the Bellator Light Heavyweight Championship both up for grabs. And don't forget that $1 million bonus check. The rematch.
Ready.
Anderson,
Ready.
Nemkov starts now. And in their first meeting back in April, Nemkov and even Corey Anderson expected it, John. Just like that, Nemkov utilizing kicks, able to establish the jab, the footwork, and had a good opening round in their first meeting.
He did. But I think during one of those kicks in that first meeting, he got checked.
Yes.
And I think it hurt his foot, and I think he went away from those kicks.
Good point.
And it made a big difference in the fight. Corey Anderson took over from that point. He cannot have that happen in this match.
There's a double jab that lands for Nemkov. And again lands the jab on Anderson. Of course, Corey Anderson working his striking. Oh, 1-2 from the champion with Mark Henry, who was, of course, big factor. Boy, much faster start to the rematch, John, for Corey Anderson especially.
Corey is starting really faster, but you saw that takedown attempt. You saw him spin out of it and actually land the back fist. That's what Vadim needs to do. Do not let him get the free opportunity and not have to pay for it.
Mentioned Mark Henry, of course. He was behind the legendary Frankie Edgar, who his illustrious career came to an end last week, and I know how much he's inspired Corey Anderson as well. Frankie Edgar more hard than Valentine's Day, and I know he's watching tonight, but for Corey Anderson now here in this first minute and a half of the fight, been on the receiving end of some counter shots like this from Nemkov.
Nemkov has been very successful with that right hand landing against Corey. Corey needs to be very careful. It would behoove Corey to start moving towards his right a little bit to take some of the sting off that right hand.
The crowd looking to rally Corey, but he gets tagged again. The jab in full effect for Vadim Nemkov. And Anderson has hinted at going for the takedown, but Nemkov has been able to stop him, and Nemkov really working behind the jab, John.
This is very similar to what we saw.
Single leg.
First, this is the difference. See the tree topping. That's something that you don't get out of the international wrestling. You get a lot of it out of folk style. Beautiful body lock, takedown. He's right back up to his feet. That's a big element for Vadim right there, but Corey's still on it.
Nice scramble, nice slip, and good start to this rematch for the light heavyweight crown, just past the midpoint of the first round.
See, and this works very well for Corey because even when he's not successful, he's pushing the pace on Vadim. He's making Vadim work. And one thing we know about Corey, he's got a big gas tank, big lungs, and he knows if he's tired, he's making you tired.
And he's got good head movement as well, able to slip and rip the counter, but Nemkov has been effective with the jab. Under 2 minutes left here in the first. Anderson comes forward, overhand right, misses.
Corey needs to settle down with those hands as far as winging the big shot. He's going to do better. He's got a very good, stiff, straight jab. Use that, and the right hand straight down the pipe.
Anderson susceptible to those low kicks, and Vadim Nemkov just attacked the lead leg again, and both miss the swinging punches. A minute and a half left in what has been a fast start to this rematch. Fedor Emelianenko, he will challenge Ryan Bader for the heavyweight title in what has been now confirmed as his retirement fight of what is a legendary career, February 4th on CBS. But right now, he is watching his protege, Vadim Nemkov, defend the title.
There might have been a little clash of the heads again on that takedown attempt. And this is, although Corey Anderson is not getting these takedowns, he's making Vadim have to deal with them, and that is an important element. And they did clash heads.
Right cross, right uppercut though by Anderson.
That clash of heads happened again. Nobody was cut. That's good, but these guys are going after him.
And there's a right cross that connects for Nemkov, and Anderson misses, lunging in with the left hook. 30 seconds left in the round. So again, much like the first meeting, a strong start in the striking department of the first round for the...
Oh!
And Vadim Nemkov, getting back kick, dropped Anderson. Anderson bounces to his feet, snatches the single, but high drama at the end of the round.
You ready? Fight!
And although Corey looks good right now, we're going to see what effect that kick had in this round.
I mentioned the stats. What about the unofficial score, John, on your scorecard?
Well, I have Vadim Nemkov winning that round 10-9.
For the reasons we've talked about.
Absolutely. I love the pressure that Corey Anderson continues to try to put. That was a big shot landed by Vadim.
Anderson looking to close the distance. Nemkov able to keep that from happening. Body kick by Nemkov.
So far, what we've seen more is that trip down to American Top Team and all the wrestling that he did there is starting to pay off in this fight.
Training with the likes of newly minted Bellator middleweight champion Johnny Eblin and others. And you're right, the first fight, Nemkov talked about overtraining, having had other issues, but spent some time this camp in Thailand working on his striking, and down at ATT working on his wrestling. And it's a striking display here tonight as Anderson looks for the takedown, stuffed by Nemkov.
Now Nemkov used a lot of energy in picking Anderson up, sliding him up right there. So that's a good thing for Corey as far as to continue to go back to it, make him have to use that power. Nice
Lead
check hook.
Yep, lead left hook there by the champion Nemkov. And again leads with the left. Feinting by Anderson, unable to pull the trigger. And it's the movement, the pressure, the speed of Vadim Nemkov. Although Anderson landed the jab, and again Anderson looking for the takedown. Clinches with Nemkov. Bigger Anderson trying to back Nemkov to the cage. And Nemkov doing a good job. Look at this battle, John.
Fantastic job of continuing the circle, not allowing Corey to push him into the cage.
Interesting, the grip and the way he's keeping his arms out and able to break off and reset at the center of the cage. So a great start to this rematch for the defending champion, Vadim Nemkov. Spinning back kick again for Nemkov. And there, Anderson slipping the jab but doesn't return fire.
Very nice little head movement left and right by Corey.
2 minutes left in the second. Crowd here in Chicago looking to rally. Illinois, Corey Anderson in the biggest fight of his life.
Really looks like Corey Anderson shook off that kick that landed at the end of the first round. He's not showing any effects from it. He's looking good.
Spinning back fist attempt by Nemkov.
Both these guys throwing a lot of heat at times.
Nemkov has already thrown 137 strikes with just over a minute left here in the second round total. And there's Anderson. That's with the left.
That was a nice left hand. Missed that opportunity on the takedown. Just came up with the left hand.
Final 60 seconds of the second stanza inside. Low kick by Anderson and timeout after. Anderson got popped.
There's an accident, inside kick. You got to keep it a little higher, okay? You're right there.
Not sure how clean it landed, but it did land. You could hear it.
Yeah, Anderson popping Nemkov. And
yeah,
wow,
that's pretty clean.
Going to split the uprights.
Nemkov obviously didn't hurt him. Right back to it.
Back to it, indeed.
Which says a lot when you're thinking about it, because if he was getting tired, would he not have taken more time? Because he's in control that time. So obviously he's feeling good in this fight right now.
Oh, and a much better second stanza for the defending champion compared to what happened in their first meeting when Anderson was able to secure the takedowns.
Corey really looking to put the pressure on Vadim.
Round number 3. Double jab, double pump in the jab as the defending champion. Well, Corey Anderson looking again for the takedown, and again defended by Nemkov. Now 0 for 7 for Corey Anderson.
Completely different than the first time they matched up.
And you mentioned it, the specific reason he went to Florida was to work on his wrestling, both offensively and, more importantly, defensively.
That's exactly why. The defense was the biggest part. Get used to the way a folk-style wrestler goes after that single or double leg that Corey utilizes, the tree topping, and he's done very well at stopping all of it so far.
Nemkov has done a great job of continuing to land the jab and to keep Corey Anderson from delivering punches. Blood on the face along the eye, the right eye of Vadim Nemkov. Double jab again by the champ. Doesn't follow with the right hand, and he has a good right hand as well.
He's got a very good right hand, a lot of power on it.
There's a left to the body, the jab to the face of Anderson. And Nemkov ducking underneath that sweeping left hook from Anderson. Anderson looking to time the shot, and again under overhook, and now Clinched by Nemkov. He's done a tremendous job of stymieing the takedown attempts.
Yes, he has. But the one thing, if you're Corey Anderson, do not get frustrated by that. Just continue on. Say, nope, didn't get that one. Let me just keep working. But Corey Anderson now has a cut over his right eye.
1, 2, 3 by Nemkov. Nemkov looking for the takedown. Anderson putting on the pressure.
That was a big, when you saw Nemkov back off, again, there was a clash. Now it was on his jaw, but Corey Anderson's head clashed into the jaw of Nemkov.
Anderson lands the right, slipping his head to the left. Left hook, and now the crowd beginning to sense that Corey Anderson trying to work his way back into this fight, midway point of the third.
And a lot of people, they don't realize, first off, Corey cannot strike with his head in any fashion, and we have had people that the head landing on the jaw hurts the person enough to put him down, knock him out. It definitely can do damage.
There's a counter jab from Corey Anderson. 2 minutes left in the third round, and Nemkov, not as many kicks in this round. Well, I say that, he goes for one, of course he does.
Really hurt you.
But it's pressure from Anderson, and yet the terrific takedown defense of Vadim Nemkov. Now 0 for 10, John, in the takedown department for Corey Anderson, which, let's face it, the takedowns, ground and pounds, his bread and butter.
And right now, Nemkov is just slowly adding up as far as the strikes. He's the one landing. He's throwing more. He's landing a little bit more. Corey's going to have to up the accuracy. Looked like a mouthpiece came out.
Nemkov doubling up on the jab, but not following it up with the right hand. 60 seconds left in the third round.
And you got to wonder, maybe he hurt his right hand somewhere along here, because as you're saying, he is really using that left hand a lot, but being very, very frugal in when he throws the right like he just did.
They're definitely judicious when it comes to delivering the right. Meanwhile, there's a left from Anderson. So, in the first fight, a strong start by the champion in the opening round thanks to his jab and kicks, but the second and third was all about the takedown and the offensive top pressure, the ground and pound from Anderson before the clash of heads in the final seconds of the third, and we are wrapping up the third round here in the rematch, but a much different fight.
Completely different fight right now. The difference being Corey has not been able at any moment to get this fight to the ground other than one scrambling moment.
It's a good pace for the champion. He seems in much better shape than he did in their first meeting. And for Corey Anderson, you talk about not wanting to get frustrated. He does have to make adjustments.
He does. He's going to have to change up his ability to land the shots, because first off, he's not throwing as much as Nemkov, and he's not landing as much. So it's just a matter of, then you look at power. Well, Nemkov's been landing with power. Corey's landed a couple of good ones, but it's a matter of he's just not having enough of the wrestling. It hasn't gotten him into him, and he hasn't been able to take him down, and that's what makes Corey so deadly.
And Anderson doesn't check those low kicks to the lead leg again. A shot from long distance, telegraphed, read beautifully by Nemkov, who continues to work the jab, follows it up with a right uppercut. And you saw the unofficial scorecard of Big John McCarthy. It's Nemkov pitching a shutout. And now, there's Anderson crushing space and has Nemkov along the fence, but immediately the champion able to spin out, reset.
Corey throws a nice jab, but the counter by Vadim lands with a little bit more. And normally it's Corey Anderson that is the better counter striker.
Right.
He does a great job with his counter strikes, and in this matchup, he has actually been out counter striked by Vadim for most of it.
Matt Nemkov really loves to use what is a really important punch, and we've talked about it throughout our time working together. The jab is so effective in all forms of combat sports, and it's proving to be a punch that's dictating the terms of this fight for Nemkov.
Absolutely, man. If you've got a good, stiff, straight jab, you can set another fighter back on their heels at any moment in the fight, and that takes energy away from them. It sets them off balance. It makes them feel not comfortable in the fight. Right there, beautiful low calf kick.
Yes.
He needs to go right back to it. After knocking him down with that, go right back just like he just did.
And it is definitely taking a toll on Corey Anderson's takedown attempts. We're becoming more and more telegraphed.
Absolutely. When you take away that foundation, like you're seeing happen right now with Nemkov and those kicks, it makes it very difficult for Corey to utilize that foundation to get those takedowns.
Again, the mouth guard is out of the mouth of Vadim Nemkov, and frustration beginning to show on the part of Corey Anderson, who not going according to game plan so far tonight. Beautiful jab and the outside low kick by Nemkov.
Yeah, we're going to see if Corey starts to change his stance, because that low calf kick is starting to eat up his left leg.
And he is eating far too many jabs to the face, John.
You know, and his corner told him, hey, we need you to win these 2 rounds. And he's trying. He's going after it. He's just not landing at the same volume as Nemkov.
Nemkov, the 8th Bellator light heavyweight champion, defeated current heavyweight champ Ryan Bader via second-round TKO at Bellator 244 in August of 2020. Anderson coming forward, John.
That was a good right hand landed by Anderson that started it. We'll see if he can.
Looking for the takedown, but continues to be shut down. And, man, that mouth guard does not want to stay in the mouth.
Continue to fight, because right now, Corey Anderson has a chance at a takedown. Jason Herzog is not going to stop this. Now he'll stop it.
Stop right there, in your mouth. One more. Ready?
When Corey Anderson was in the UFC, he was a takedown machine and has used those takedown abilities to make it to the final of the Grand Prix. Tonight, Corey Anderson, with 30 seconds left in the penultimate round, is 0 for 13 in the takedown department. Nemkov with a quick peek at the clock, and he is content to let the jab go, continue to keep Anderson at bay, continue to keep Anderson from taking him down. 5th and final round. Who will emerge? Grand Prix champion, $1 million richer, and the right to call themselves Bellator light heavyweight champion. It's Vadim Nemkov, light on his feet to kick off round 5, and he continues to sting Anderson with the jab and those low kicks.
Look, he's going to basics that are working for him. He keeps on going back to them. You can't blame him. That left jab has been fantastic throughout this fight. The low calf kick has done damage. Corey needs to figure out a way to come inside and do damage with his hands that could put him in a position to possibly take it down and get to that ground and pound that he's so effective with.
Corey Anderson told us that he is still fighting to make believers out of his doubters, and everyone who, over the years, from odds makers to even people, media, to former bosses, he wanted his respect, he demanded his respect. Here in Bellator, began his Bellator career, 3 consecutive TKO finishes, and After the no contest in their first meeting, unable to get on track thanks to the improvements of the champion, Vadim Nemkov.
And this is where you've got two great fighters. Man, you never know. One night could be Corey Anderson's night. One night could be Vadim Nemkov's. This could go where we have a trilogy, and it could change. But both guys putting a lot out right now. Beautiful right hand by Vadim Nemkov.
Well, Anderson has less than 3.5 minutes to change the complexion of this fight. And there, Nemkov going for the spinning attack again. Anderson moving in. There's the left hand from Anderson. Anderson again, trying the takedown and yes, John, eats the knee and the inability for Anderson to even set up the takedown is a little surprising. 0 for 15.
It's amazing when you think about it. When you know how good Corey is with his takedowns, the fact that Nemkov has stopped that throughout this fight.
A bravura performance in the takedown defense department by Vadim Nemkov.
Well, he definitely is going to owe a steak dinner to everybody over at ATT that helped him to get to this point. Again, unable to bring him down.
And even Corey Anderson moved to a gym in Indianapolis from, working in New Jersey. And, of course, we know what Mark Henry has meant to him. But on this night with 2:19 now left in the fight, Corey Anderson needs something dramatic to happen.
And it's so hard at this point with everything that's happened to fight. When your arms are full of lactic acid, real heavy. You're still trying to go after it like you're seeing Corey do right here.
Final 2 minutes. Hometown crowd trying to rally the challenger. Crossed by Nemkov.
Solid right hand landed by Nemkov there.
There's another calf kick by the champion.
Well, I'll tell you can see how that's starting to really stiffen up on Corey. Corey's showing a lot of heart right now, Morrow.
Yes. But sometimes, as one of his good friends, Frankie Edgar, found out too, sometimes heart isn't enough. And we find out here tonight that Corey Anderson, unable to land a single takedown against the champion. Vadim Nemkov, meanwhile, has thrown 360 strikes, landed 137 compared to Anderson, who is 64 for 175. Vadim Nemkov came in 7-0 with the 1-0 contest here in Bellator, and bouncing back with one of his more impressive performances as champion, especially when you consider what Corey Anderson is usually capable of.
Absolutely, this is a great performance because we know how good Corey Anderson is as a fighter. This is a guy that's got everything. He's got the wrestling, the stand-up, the gas tank, and Vadim Nemkov has matched that throughout this night. It's been a very impressive performance.
Vadim Nemkov shutting down Corey Anderson in all facets of the fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the decision, we go now to your 3 judges at cage side. Your first judge, Brian Pucillo, scores the fight 48-47. Judge Ron McCarthy, 49-46. And your third and final judge, Sal D'Amato, 49-46. All have it for the winner by unanimous decision. Now the $1 million winner of the light heavyweight world Grand Prix, and still Bellator light heavyweight world champion, Vadim Nemkov.
The Trosso performance from Vadim Nemkov shatters Corey Anderson's dreams of becoming a champion. Big John McCarthy is standing by with the winner and still Bellator champion.
I'm here with the winner, Vadim Nemkov. Vadim, you put on a masterful performance. There was 15 takedown attempts by Corey Anderson during that fight, and he got absolutely zero. What was the difference that made you able to stop those takedowns this time?
Вадим, отлично ты выступил. Кори Андерсон пытался 15 раз тебя повалить в партер, и все эти 15 раз ты защитил. Почему в этот раз ты смог это сделать?
Потому что я хорошо подготовился, у меня не было никаких подводных камней, и я развил очень высокую скорость, против которой он ничего не смог сделать. В этом заключался мой секрет успеха. Как я говорил, я в реваншах всегда побеждаю, если в меня не верит.
He said, just because I was well prepared, I wasn't distracted, and I kept a very high pace and a lot of movement. And like I said, in rematches, I never lose. You guys didn't believe me.
Not that I didn't believe you, but your left hand, your jab, and that low calf kick were a difference maker in this fight. Was that the plan you had coming in?
Левый удар, джеб и лоу-кик очень помогли тебе в этом бою. Это был план на бой, именно использовать эти приемы.
Да, я хотел держать его на джебе на расстоянии. Я знаю, что он на переднюю ногу сильно опирался, я хотел ее разбить, но у меня получилось то, что я нарабатывал. Левый джеб, держать его на дистанции, разбить переднюю ногу. Иногда я подключал правую, но он хорошо держит удар, поэтому не получилось свалить его.
He said, yeah, that was a game plan, to keep him away with the jab, and then he's front foot heavy, so I wanted to make sure I kick it and then use the right hand when I can, but he's pretty good at taking punches, so.
Well, I want to congratulate you as the Bellator light heavyweight champion and the Bellator World Grand Prix light heavyweight champion. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Vadim Nemkov.